Hi there, Priscilla Brooks coming to you from cillasellsre.com. I'm happy to have you here. Today I want to talk to you about auction.com. I don't know if you have heard of it before, but maybe you've seen signs out on properties here lately here in Fresno County actually. They used to be bright yellow signs. Now this time they're a turquoise and white and black combination. But just to give you an idea what the heck's going on. Well, usually an REO property, if it's been on the market for quite some time and there hasn't been a lot of activity and not many offers, the seller, who is usually an investor, a bank, a government entity, will give this listing to auction.com to promote it on their next live auction. Okay, it's usually at a large venue. This one will be on Monday, January 31st at the Fresno Convention Center. And so that gives you an idea of why these properties go to auction.com. They just are properties that haven't sold and they're trying to stimulate some activity. Now, how auction.com does that, also referred to as REDC, is they have some low starting bids. Now, not all of them are low starting bids, but a good portion of them are. Let's say, for example, you have a home that has a starting bid of $25,000, and in today's market, it's probably worth $135,000 to $140,000 thereabouts. Okay, if a low bid comes in, let's say $75,000 or something crazy like that, the bank, the investor, whomever is not going to accept that. So be careful, because even if you're at the auction and you win that bid, okay, does not necessarily mean that you are in contract, okay, because the seller has 10 days in which to approve that auction sale. Okay, so you might know if, you know, the gentleman who's doing the bidding, the auctioneers, you know, is really trying to get the price pumped up and nobody's going for it, and then he throws his gavel down and says winner subject to seller approval. Then you might know that perhaps you were below the threshold and chances are your bid is not going to be accepted by the seller. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of. I don't think many people understood that, because when you think of an auction, you think, well, if you win the bid, you win, right? Not necessarily so in these. It's just like a regular transaction. You still have a contract, you go through escrow, you have title insurance, everything's the same, except that in the auction, you're not necessarily approved right away. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Another thing to know about is you do pay a 5% fee to the auction company. Okay, now again, this is a great reason for the seller to give this property to auction.com, because they don't have to pay that 5% fee or a quote-unquote commission on the sale of that property. Now the buyer is paying that, so the seller doesn't have to. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that's something else to just be aware of. Okay, no surprises at the auction. Another thing is sometimes these properties are cash only, so just make sure that you're really aware of whether or not you can do financing on one of these properties. Okay, one thing I would suggest now is that you do have a realtor represent you. Okay, I'm a realtor, of course I think you should be represented, but let me tell you why. Okay, if you go to the auction and you don't have a realtor present there with you, then you're relying on the seller's representation and not yours. Okay, enough said. You don't pay for the realtor. That's nothing that, you don't save money if you don't use a realtor. So, my opinion, of course, use the professional to advise you through this transaction. Okay. Another thing is you got to make sure you're registered for this event with auction.com, or you will not be able to participate. And you want to make sure you have everything there with you. After all, we want to have the winning bid and we want to be prepared so that we can close the transaction. So, if you have a realtor, by all means, have them present there with you. If you have questions, refer to your realtor. They'll let you know everything you need to get when you go to the auction. Okay? I hope this information has been valuable to you. And hey, Monday, January 31st, Fresno Convention Center. If you need representation, you want to make a bid on a property, I'd be more than happy to represent you. Just give me a call. My contact information is on this blog post, but if you have watched this video elsewhere, not off of my blog, then you can go to my blog at cillasellsre.com. That's cillasellsre.com. Sorry about that. And I'd love to represent you. So good luck on the search for a home, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye now.